What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video by ACDC. Black and segment to know we're glad to be back. Thunderstruck! Okay, sorry. Okay, enough of that. Today I will be showing you guys how to make or adapt a National 31-28-17-1 oil seal, which was used in the 1963 Rambler American. This car, the Rambler American, all the parts, they're very easy to find. They're all really durable, and they're pretty cheap, with the exception of this fucking seal here. Like I said, it's a National 31-28-17-1. The other part number is I'm not sure. 32058. I think that's it. But anyways, it's a differential or pinion seal. Okay, so differential is the that sort of gearbox that's in the back of the rear-wheel drive cars, the Rambler in this case. And like I said, all the other seals, they're pretty easy to find. They're just, basically just a flat seal. I got mine from China. I got metric ones, which had the equivalent size as the the inch ones, and they fit fine. In my case, with the overdrive, the Borg Warner T96, the overdrive, but the one with the long housing, because there's different T96s, if you recall from my previous video. It happened to be a 68 outer diameter and a 35 inner diameter, 38 inner diameter. Sorry. Just put some, some gasket, RTV gasket, put it in, and that's it. No more leaks. Because, man, it was leaking a lot. So, anyways, this seal here, it's the original seal, and eventually started to, drip. And that's really bad because, what happens is you gotta be really careful with the drips, guys, because you might look at it and you say, okay, it's only dripping lightly while the car is, in the garage or in the driveway, and you're looking at it. Okay, it's only dripping lightly, so I can still drive it around. But the problem is, once you start driving, it starts spinning or vibrating, and then it starts to leak a lot, and then you might, lose the, you might actually lose or damage the differential or the transmission, whatever is leaking, right? So anyways, the time came to fix this. Now, first of all, this seal, you can see it's pretty well built. I'll get in closer here. It's made of steel, right? And as you can see, it's clean. There's no rust on it, which is unbelievable for a 50-year-old car. I'll zoom in. Let's see if you can see the part number there. Now, the problem with this seal is that it's got a ridge, a shoulder, right? And you'll see why, the reason for this in a minute, once I show you the what the differential and pinion look like. Anyhow, I looked at the seal and it's not broken or damaged anywhere, which is really nice. Just look at it, and it is slightly worn here, but it's not like really worn to the point where you can blame the actual seal for the leak. When I did open it, there was the inside these seals there's what's called a garter spring, and it's just a round spring that goes around the rubber. And as the rubber wears out, it just forces your rubber close to the to the shaft, whatever shaft it is, to ensure the seal that no oil comes through, right? eventually, of course, it comes to a point where it's so worn out that you got to change it. But in this case, it doesn't seem to be that the problem. But when I did remove this seal, this spring was off. Now, probably because, if you recall from another video, I had to make a custom drive shaft, and in the beginning it vibrated a lot, and I imagine that as it vibrates inside the seal here, it knocked that spring out, which led to the leak, which is very interesting. You see, guys, something like a small problem can actually become, cause other problems. So a vibrating drive shaft causes a failure of a seal, which causes a leak, which could cause, the damage of a differential or a transmission. Now, anyways, if you look inside here, this seal here, it's got like a double surface here of steel inside. And I squashed some of it as I was removing it. It's not really thick, so it's really easy to squash it. But but it was squashed before. So what I'm thinking is that it's actually not leaking through the seal, but rather through these dents here. Fuck, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Just see here. Anyways, these dents inside here. But I actually think that it's also leaking around the seal inside here. It's just sort of press fit rubber sort of thing. Here from the front, you can see there's a space here between this face, the seal, and the inner piece of steel here. There's actually a big space here. So there's the face of this that you can see here. There's another piece of steel inside where the actual seal goes around. Okay, and as you can see, it's not welded, it's just press fit in there. So it could be leaking through there, and it could also be leaking around this rubber piece. So a temporary fix would be to perhaps just put silicone around here. Or what I've seen done as well is, let's say the seal is actually worn out. They actually put you can actually put like some sort of tape, or even like a sleeve, to form a thicker sleeve to make the shaft thicker, so that it gets some more of the rubber, right? That works for some time. But as for more permanent solution, there's a few things that we could do here. We could remove this seal, right? We'd actually have to forcibly remove it, and put another one inside. So the inside diameter, I'm gonna give it to you guys here in case you want to do that. Just give me a second. Fuck, I lost my, fuck did it go? My, caliper. Vernier caliper. Fuck. God damn it. For fuck's sakes. Okay, you know what? I'll just keep going, and I'll give you the diameter later. God damn it. Fuck's sakes. One thing that really makes me really angry is losing shit. Just had it. Anyways. So although this sticks out quite a bit, like 2.5 centimeters, or maybe almost 1 inch. At least see if I have at least a ruler. Ah, fuck, never mind. Anyways, it sticks out quite a bit. However, it's not necessary. So you have lots of extra space here, which means instead of putting this seal here, you can actually put it a little bit closer. That's alright. So if we actually put it through the inside here, that would work. You just have to cut out this old seal, which I will do as well. And you just put one in through the inside here, and that's fine as well. So let me see if I at least have... No, I don't have one. I have one, but it's somewhere else. Never mind, I think you guys understand what I mean. So you can actually just... The good thing, you see guys, this is the great thing about steel, you can actually just reuse it. By the way, when you're removing this, so try not to damage it, which is easier said than done. Anyways, here's the garter spring. Here's what it looks like. Just a spring that's round. So yeah, we could do that. And that would be probably the easiest and the fastest solution. I'll post the diameter for you guys at the description, or maybe in the next part of this video. I don't think I'll be able to do it in half an hour. But anyways, the outer diameter is exactly 71 millimeters. It's 71 millimeters, so about 1 3/4 inches. I don't like inches. And the outer diameter of the shaft, which is, you know, pretty much the inner diameter here, is 25 millimeters, or 25.4. So it's exactly 1 inch. Okay. So you'd have to buy a seal that's smaller than this. I'm gonna say about 50 millimeters. I'll give you the exact measurements later. And with an inner diameter of 25 millimeters. Right. I doubt that you'll find the inches seals using inches. You'll have to use the metric system on eBay, and you get good seals for $4 or $5. Yes, they are from China, but then again, everything is from China. And you know, good luck. I tried using the imperial system, like 1 inch, or you know, I tried using inches. There's just no seals. You can only find them by part numbers. Now, the great thing about the Chinese, or you know, eBay, is that the seals that they sell, they're cheap. In my case, they arrived in less than 3 days, so it doesn't take that long, depending on where you are. But I bought lots of them actually. I bought like about 6 or 7, I think. But anyways, but the best thing is that they give you the actual measurement, so you can make sure you have, you know, you're 100% certain that it's gonna fit. Whereas if you buy, you know, seals by part numbers, you know, it can be suitable or it could not be suitable. It could perhaps not work, right? So that's the end of that. Let's just switch over here, I think. Now this seal, National 5778, is what various websites has listed as being suitable for the Rambler American. They, however, it's actually wrong. It doesn't work. Now, I did buy it because I initially thought that it might work. I actually bought it from Rock Auto, and they're always right. Looks like this is the only time that they were wrong. Or maybe it's designed for another differential, because you had these cars, like I said, lots of stuff back then on the cars. There was optional equipment, so you'd actually choose you'd actually choose like how the car, how you'd get the car. You know, it's like a customized car. You could choose power steering. You could choose even the number of leafs on the springs. You could choose all that. So maybe different differentials with different gear ratios, right? But anyways, I just bought it, and the outer diameter actually works. But if you just try to put the seal as is, the inner part of the seal here, it's a weird shaped seal, I know. You've got this big fucking ridge here, like a big fucking hole here. which is just perfect. You know, it just invites rust and water to form in there. I mean, just invites water to form rust in there. But anyway, so what I did is I cut the inside of the seal here, just trimmed it off because it'll hit the nut on the pinion, right? And then I happen to have a seal, 45 by 25 seal, 45 outer diameter, 25 inner diameter seal, and it actually fits perfectly around the outer part of the seal here. So I just removed the inside part so that it would fit. It wouldn't hit the nut in there, and just glued a 45 by 25 millimeter seal that I had, and this works as well. Now the only thing that I don't like about it is this glue. I don't trust glue, guys. Now if you have some really good glue that will glue nitrile rubber, this is just not. I used rubber glue here, but this is nitrile rubber, and I can see that it's not really. No, this glue is not really trustworthy. It peels off easily. I can actually like rub it off. And the other thing is that the contact with oil, it removes. It tends to remove lots of glue and shit. It's got to be something that resists oil resistant, right? But anyways, this would certainly work temporarily, or if you're in a hurry, if you just happen to have it, this would certainly work. But of course, that other option there is much better. Just putting a press fit seal inside the original seal is much better, because you don't use any glue. You just stick a new seal in. That's it. Anyways, for anybody that might need this, there you have it. And for the grand finale, I'd like to now present to you guys my invincible, reusable seal. Sorry. It's not really good looking at, but look at how thick this is. Right, so I made this completely from scratch. And what you'll need if you are going to make this seal, it's really heavy, guys. It's over a pound. Sorry, what am I saying? It's like 2 pounds probably. It's almost 1 pound, half a kilo maybe. Anyways, it's really heavy. As you can see, I'll just comparing. This is the thickness of the regular seal. This is my seal. Okay, and great feature about it is that it's actually 2 seals. There's one here in the front, and there's another one on the inside here. So this thing is really not gonna leak at all. Probably never gonna leak. And how I did this, it did take me a while, but it's just pipes basically. I got a big pipe. Cut it, right, using a pipe cutter. I'll give you the correct diameter later. Now it's got to be wide enough so that you can actually have some space so that the seal goes, clears that nut. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a minute. But anyways, and then I got a seal and put it in here. And then what I could have done is to ensure, because on that drive shaft there's like a cap that goes around this here. Now in my case here, this might be a little bit bigger, right? But there's actually another pipe inside here, so you can see the thickness of the wall inside around this outer seal. It's really wide. So like I said, as I was saying, there's different ways you could do this. Instead of putting 2 pipes inside one another, I could have just put like a welded flat piece here that's just welded that pipe there. Now the problem with that is that I wouldn't be able to to center it, right? I mean, I'd have to put it on the differential, and use that and then mark around to center it. But anyways, I just decided to go with the pipes because I had them. I had them from the drive shaft and from the I actually already had them except for this big one. Now, first issue that you will encounter is that you will probably not find a pipe that fits exactly inside that differential housing. So in my case, the pipe was slightly bigger. So what I had to do is I cut it here, and then just clamped it down, right? And little by little until it fit there. Then I just welded it, welded the seam again, right? And then now that's the probably the hardest part of the job, as it's got to fit. Ideally, you want to fit it as tight as possible in there, right? And don't forget, do make like a little ridge here, just grind off the edges a little bit so that it makes it easy to go in, because if you're using the pipe cutter, what will happen is the pipe cutter will create a big ridge here, and you can feel it with your finger, it can't miss, so that it's actually, like it'll cause a proper fitting pipe not to fit someplace because it's got that little ridge around it, right? So just get rid of that. Then the other two pipes I already had, just stuck them inside the other one here, welded it, and then I put a 24 by 42 millimeter seal here on the outside. 24 is going to be a little bit tight, but it does fit, right? It's just 1 millimeter difference. It's not a problem at all. Now the inside, as you can see here, I kind of crushed the seal because it was a little bit too big. So I will also give you the but it is what I had, and I'll probably just replace this later because it is kind of crushed. And I did put lots of silicone inside just to ensure the seal. Now the interesting thing about this is that your welds, they don't have to be perfect, because as you can see, this seal here, it's actually really wide, and if you put lots of silicone there, it's not going to leak. Like, no way it's going to leak, even if your welds, are porous, happen to be porous. My welds are actually spot on, but you could even do this pretty much with just tack welding it in place, and that would work as well. I just used regular silicone, 100% silicone, and once it dries, it's gonna be fine. So is there anything else I should say? So yeah, guys, I mean, this is two seals back to back. Can't be any better than this. Don't forget to put oil around them, and the shaft to, so that they go in nicely once you're going to put it back in the shaft. I will get it painted later. This 42 here would ideally have been 41, or maybe even 40. Like I said, if it's a little bit smaller, a little bit, well, it can't be too much bigger. If it's too big, you'll have to sort of squash it in like I did, and I used a vise and a pipe inside to squash it, but that's not nice. If it's a little bit smaller, that's fine. You just put silicone or RTV gasket around it, and that will work. Right? Okay, I think I can go ahead and show you guys what the differential looks like. This is the differential. There's the nut that I'm telling you guys about, you see? So it actually sticks out a little bit past the face of the differential housing here. Let's see if I can get a clear shot from the side. So that's the reason for the shoulder. As you can see there, you also got quite a bit of shaft face there without the ridges. So what I mean is, hang on, let me just get the back position. See, the seal has got to go up to here where it's flat. There's no grooves. Once it's here, you know, whatever oil will leak through here because of the grooves here, right? So it's got to be, the seal has got to have a little bit of a shoulder. I really hate it that they've done it this way. I really do. If they had made this housing just a little bit bigger, just a little bit longer here, we wouldn't be needing this video. But unfortunately they didn't, so you know, it would have been just a simple flat seal, that's it. But they, I don't know why they did this fucking shit design. But anyways, so yeah, the seal will go here, and as you can see there's quite a bit of space. I'm gonna say like almost 3 centimeters there. So you got to make sure you measure the seal so that it sticks out just a bit, but not so much that it's on the grooves here. Let's see if you can see. So that's how much it sticks out there. Just a little bit. A really little bit. See that? So I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, and this is like one of those called big nut axle cars. You gotta tighten the hell out of this thing. I really hate this design as well. So here's what we have once again. My custom-made invincible seal with actually 4 lips. Original unmodified seal. And the sort of second class seal. Custom-made seal. Quick fix seal. Okay, yeah, there's one more thing. Some seals you only have 1 lip, and by lip it means like you can actually see. Lip is this thing here on the rubber on the seal. So you see, there's one here and there's one on the other side here. So there's actually 2. Some of them are just 1. And that's not good at all. Well, this new seal has actually 4 of them. Oh yeah, and make sure once you're putting the new seal in that you dry and clean with gasoline or some sort of oil removing substance around the shaft or housing there, so that the silicone sticks in properly. Yeah, in this video I have shown you guys how to make or adapt a National 31 28-17-1 seal. Thanks for watching, guys. And girls. And bitches and hoes and bros. It was cold in the middle of the railroad track, and around in